streets a few months. I'm trying to pick myself up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. And although my flaws had dragged me down on the coldest night, I'm still kicking around. And then I saw you back before my time was shortened. No, throughout my life you've called me a renegade. Throughout my loves you said we could start again, but I'm a renegade of your love. But I'm a renegade of your love. Renegade of your love. And you make me feel like a rebel, but I will not give you a reason to destroy me more and more again and again. desperate. Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it up. My city, my city. My city, my city. Where do you go when your heart's with a fever? When she's cruel, but you won't leave her. Oh, here we are, all the freaks and believers, all the sweet neon dreamers. Oh, my city.
Go.
All right, everyone, we're getting ready to go now. So, all right.
Bro, you gotta be more hyped for this. This is Static League Gaming's finals. Stop with your melancholy stuff. Get hype. So on one side, we got Playmakers, and on the other side, we got Calibrate Gaming. Who will come out on top? Let's run through the stats.
We should talk about it. Okay, fine. We should talk about the players first. Like he said, we have SGL Season 1 of our Xbox Finals. Woo! Calibrate, Playmkerz. Yep. Alright. So, I have rosters here. We're chilling. Alright. So, this is rosters. Poke Bear, King Taji, Fuel, Kind, and XV Wes. Well, the thing about this team, Poke Bear, not high on the stat sheet. We'll see that in a minute. But he's their IGL, so maybe bring stuff out of outside of the stat sheet, quote unquote. Other roster, we've casted them semi-recently. Same SP, Javier, Shrimp, Reese, and Tech. But they also are bringing in a new player for tonight called Repostle. I don't have much info on him. I know he plays entry. That's about it. He played one map for them over SGL as an extra player for them during the SGL season. So we're chilling there. All right, we're going to go to Playmakers stats now. All right. Okay. So, this is Playmaker stats. Finds, West, Toji, Puka, Kind, and Fuel. Well, West, Toji, Puka, Kind, and Fuel, I think are going to be the players tonight. I may be wrong. Like I said, that Puka, 14 and 26, and 10 assists over 4 maps. So, not the greatest stats. But, you know. Anything that kind of stands out to y'all, though?
Fuel to me obviously stands out. I mean, he has a high KD compared to the rest of his team. He has a good amount of assists, showing that though he might be dropping a shit ton of kills, he still, even before he goes down, does a little more.
That is true. Vermin, what do you have to say about these stats?
Sorry, I gotta pull them up real quick.
Oh my god. Anyway, so essentially, most of these guys played a lot of their games. Fines played about 3 of their games. Most of the rest of them played them, pretty much all of them, 4 or 5 maps. So they play a lot of their maps.
Shit.
Anyway, more or less. Yeah. So we're chilling on that. Like I said, Puka got a lower stat rate, but does have does play does do IGLing, so you never know. He might do other stuff. Vermin, have you been set up yet? Like you should have been already.
Yeah, no, I have the stats pulled up now.
Okay, well you don't have to pull them up on your thing. You could pull them up with the stream.
Oh, I didn't realize they were on the stream.
Okay. Very professional start.
I am very brain dead, so you do have to forgive this.
Very professional start. All right. So the Calibrate stats: Shrimp, Javiera, Reese, SMG, Tech, and Drop Shot. I don't have any. I only have a little bit of stats on the one guy. Rapostle, I think is how his GT said. He went 11-5 on one map with I think it was 11-5 and 0 assists, which isn't too bad. Just over a 2.0 KD, but one map, so not a big sample size. Shrimp having a high amount of kills, but also a high amount of deaths on 6 maps. The rest of them played 2 to 3 maps, right around that pretty decent rate. Tech having that 21-9 over 2 maps, which is pretty good. Anything stand out to either of you about Calibrate stats? Or anything needed to be said else?
Tech is very... I'll say this, Tech is very interesting, but besides Shrimp having the biggest map, it's... I don't think you could really say that this would be like a... Not like... I feel like a larger map pool would be able to actually show a better representation of their stats. This is impressive, but this could have been like a good day for them.
That is fair.
Not their average.
That is fair.
I mean, it's still good stats. You can very much tell who's support, who's, not top frag, but, still gets a decent amount of kills before their death.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tech, even with the stats on only with 2 maps, that's a very impressive KD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of interested to see what he does in this game.
Well, he does play entry, so that helps. What I can say is, as a team, this team has won another league's finals very recently, and they did really, really well in that game. As a team, they did really, 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 really well. So, maybe that plays into it, maybe it doesn't. We'll see, but they do have experience in a best of 5 on the biggest type stages, so that does help. Pyro, you have any kind of input or?
Honestly, y'all covered pretty much all of the bases on my end.
All right. So, since we still have some more time, we'll look over some maps and some sides. All right. So, our first map is Cafe. Calibrate starts on attack. Our second map is Bank. Playmkerz start on defense. Our third map is Theme Park. Calibrate starts on defense. Our fourth map is Club. Playmkerz are attacking first, and our decider is Oregon. As I've talked about with other people before, a lot of these maps are quote-unquote defender-sided, but especially this first map, I want to hear what y'all kind of think about the maps, what kind of things can go on, that sort of thing. Pyro, if you want to go first.
Alright, so in terms of the first map, Cafe is kind of unique to me in terms of map basis. I mean, I would consider it a defender-sided map, but there are often times where the offensive can get an early round in, and that might be enough to swing the momentum their way and take the whole match.
That is true. Okay. Vermin, what do you think about Cafe?
I agree with you. I think it is a very much defender-sided map with really only one site giving advantage to attackers, and that is the one with Skylight. I'm sorry, I'm still a little rusty on call out stuff, so
The
I
one
might
with
not
the
know
skylight, that is actually one of the preferred sites, but it is typically a closer to 50-50.
Really, I figured with a huge opening and very easy to peek corners, well, easy to peek in pro play, that it would be more attacker sided.
It's not necessarily attacker sided, but there's not a whole lot of sites on the map, on any map to be honest, that are very quote unquote attacker sided. Especially with like Cafe, you're looking at like a 50-50. That's where you're looking at like that's a good site for attackers. Upstairs being one of those mid floor sites being multiple of those. Surprisingly, like I said, it's a preferred site, the upstairs site, but it is played more often, but is still slightly 50-50. Whereas those middle sites are played less, those middle floor sites, but they're slightly more defender side. It's weirdly enough. The one that is the most attacker sided, at least I've seen, is the basement. And you're typically looking at that, and you're hoping you win that with good roaming, good kind of play defensively. You can't lose a whole lot of ground, you can't give up a lot of ground. But at the same point, you can kind of sit upstairs, hide in a corner, and then flank late because they didn't drone you out properly and you misdroned something, and now you're on a flank. And you gotta have really good flank watch, you gotta have really good drones. That kind of thing really piles up on Cafe. With a bigger map, same thing with like Bank. Bigger maps with a lot of space to drone out, both can lead to really good roams and really good defensive play, but at the same time, if they do it really quickly, if the attackers do it really quickly, it can really bear down on the defense. Alright, those mid-floor sites, though. I don't know how much y'all have seen of them, but they're very interesting. Pyro, you have a thought about those middle two sites, the first floor sites? The mining library, or mining, dining, and dining library sites.
For me, mining tends to be one of those sites that sure, it's not preferable. I mean, obviously everyone wants to run upstairs and downstairs, but I think that's the third best site to run comparative to library.
That is a fair take. Vermin, you have any thoughts about those two middle floor sites?
I'd say I'd honestly probably have a controversial opinion about those. I think those can be one of the best vendor sites if played properly. I mean, you have very few soft walls, and the very little that you have, you can hard reinforce. The major wound that you have is that hallway, but with proper setups of deployable shields or even running a Goyo to deny pushing, I think that it can be a very easy site to defend, with your main wound being the door that leads to the outside balcony. But even then, with proper camera placements and even just angle watching, it can be a very good room to either sit out or just wait for people to push you and get kills.
That is fair. That is fair. There's a very popular setup with the mining library side where you can like shoot out feed holes in between on the soft walls in between the two sites and like on the hallway, and that typically can be run very well. And if you play that properly, you can get a lot of free kind of picks and free info and whatever else you need with it. All right. Well, I think that kind of we can talk about attack a little bit. More or less, attack's a very quote-unquote standard. You kind of have to go take map control. You're going to, a lot of times if they're basement, you're going to go top down. A lot of times if they're upstairs, you're going to go a little bit of roam clear and mostly on the top floor. Get those hatches open on the roof, kind of play the skylight, kind of play the piano side of the map and the Christmas side. That cigar lounge area too. It's kind of a cut and dry, oh, you're playing the same kind of attacks over and over and over again. Those middle floor kind of similar to how you can play the basement. You kind of take upstairs, you kind of clear out the room a little bit, and then you kind of push. Anything else y'all have to add to attack? I would take that as a no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a tiny tear. Honestly, like you said, it's a very standard attack. There's nothing major besides. Honestly, I feel like a Capital would be a really good operator for this site, and I don't know if he is or not. Again, it has been a while since I've watched pro play, so I might be talking about what the meta is. So you know, tell me if I am, tell me if I ain't. But I feel with the flame and with the smoke, it's a very good way to do sneaky pushes. I feel it's a very well defender. It's a very good defender site camera wise. There's a lot of good camera placements by default, and with bulletproof cameras, you can cover up the small gap areas there are. And so with a smoke arrow, you could very much just cover up the camera and be able to push an area, hoping that you don't get red ping. Even then, it's as simple as just shooting at the camera if it's not bullet.
That is a fair point. Byron, you have anything to add?
Not really. I mean, kind of the comment you made earlier about it's a pretty standard tag to me. Yeah, that sums up my opinions on it.
All right, cool. All right, so that is our first map. I'm gonna get you and Vermin's predictions real quick. What do you think this, not score, but like kind of who will win? Will it be overtime, etc., etc.? What do you think the score kind of predictions? What's your prediction for this first map? Or if you want to go first.
I mean, I was here for the last time, one of the last times we hosted, and I believe Calibrate won, if I remember correctly.
You do?
And I'll keep my faith in them.
All right. Do you have a score prediction, or are you just going to say Calibrate win?
I'm just going to say Calibrate win.
All right. Vermin, do you have a prediction for us today?
I feel. Hold on, let me remember their name.
Calibrate and Playmkerz. Okay.
Sorry. I feel Playmakers will honestly have the advantage on Cafe, and I'm just saying this from their stat pool that we can see. Again, to be fair, we have more statistics for Playmakers than Calibrate, so probably talking out my butt. But I feel like they just, through their stats alone, they show that they can handle themselves well and work well as a team. I'm interested to see how this plays out. I do think that Calibrate, because they will go into defending on this site too, right? They're just starting out attacking.
Yes, it will be first 6 rounds attack for Calibrate, 2 defense. With whatever amount of rounds it takes.
Calibrate might actually push it into overtime with them going into defense first. I feel like they would be a better defense-oriented team.
Okay. All right. Well, while we're here, I'm going to make my prediction as much as the host shouldn't. I honestly think Calibrate will win in overtime. I would like to, at this point...
They'll get pushed there?
I think we should talk to our casters, bring our casters in. I want to know their predictions. Nova, if you would like to go first.
Personally, on Cafe, I think Calibrate has the advantage because they are starting off on the attack, and there's attacker repick, and they are much more organized than Playmakers are as a team. I think they're probably going to take the map in very dominant fashion, like 7-2, 7-3 scoreline, just off of their gun skill and map awareness alone.
Okay. How about you, Creaky? What do you say?
I'm gonna say 7-4. I think Cafe works more into Calibrate's play style as far as it's a very predictable map. As far as what the defense is gonna do for the most part, you're not gonna reinvent the wheel too much. So Calibrate, they do the same attacks day in, day out, but it's very efficient, very effective, very surgical, and I think that'll give them the advantage with the predictability of the map.
All right. Well, you're casters predicting both Calibrates, so we have one person picking Playmakers, the rest of us are picking Calibrate to win this first map. We are going to go to
This
a
seems very biased.
quick break. We're going to go to a quick break. We will be right back with our game.
Fingers stained with blood, been grasping all day, losing my touch with reality. Driving all day, searching all night, can't seem to focus this double sight. This is a tale sworn in a sight, finding my way back to
one specific frequency. Release me, set me free. Release me, set me free. So lost, so torn, can't help, need more. So lost, so torn. Oh, this is a tale sworn in a sight, finding my way back to
Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, you're done. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath, this is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight. with your pretty eyes and run with me. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight.
You were fine all this time, I was inside out. Put my heart in your hands till it came back round. Didn't think that you'd fallen so deep. Didn't know that I had it in me. Guess my sanity breaks away too easy.
Bring it to a halt, back down. Bring it to a halt, you're whack and it's all your fault. Back down. Bring it to a halt, you're whack and it's all your fault. Back down, back down, back down, back down, That's how it was and that's how it is. Back.
You were mine, don't know why I was upside down. Had a flame in your eyes, all I saw was doubt. Oh, paranoid, got lost in my own world. Made a choice, now it's too late to return. Watch my sanity break away too easy.
Start.
Howdy.
All right,
Thatcher.
getting in. Yeah.
Ladies first,
Thatcher,
no, ladies first. You can analyze first.
Okay. We got a funny guy. Thatcher is a very common ban on most maps. Cafe being one of them. Cafe being one of them. Anyway.
Yeah, very
Some-
common, yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Sledge, that
oh.
one is not very common
That
at
is
all.
not, no. You think they're playing like trying to play like a castle strat, and maybe they want to keep those up, or what do you think they're trying to do with that?
I have no idea.
No idea either.
Maybe they're just trying to get rid of a set of nades that they realize that
Bring more,
playmakers do use quite a lot. Maybe a bit of a target ban. Mira, very common ban on Cafe, the top floor hold with Mira is very strong. Same thing with bakery holds on the kitchen
Yeah.
site.
Yes, sir.
And also on the reading room site. You could run a Mira. Mira's just a very powerful operator on Cafe.
Kate. Oh, how did I know?
Oh, you're so smart. How'd you know?
I, yeah.
So insightful.
So the only
Cade,
curveball was really the sledge.
yeah, definitely.
Wow. Calibrate know what they're doing. Look at that. They picked instantly.
Mm-hmm. Kitchen site will be our first objective of the game.
Well, they are bringing what is required. They got 2 sets of nades and a Flores drones to clear out any shenanigans.
Yes.
Defenders protect
The
the bombs
defense
from
side, we
being
do have the
defused by
Jeep
attackers.
and Bandit combo. As long as they set their utility up properly on the walls, they shouldn't be able to get them unless they do decide to go below or above.
Might see Shrimp Lord switch from Flores to Fuse, but we will see. Oh no, Buck.
Bomb
Oh,
located
he's
by
going
attackers.
back. So they're going to be
They
pushing
will play
vertical
vert.
as, yeah, is what you should do on this site. Vertical is very, very important to clear the utility off of the walls to gain access to the site.
10 seconds remaining.
Device placed.
You have the
5
Finka.
seconds
Finka,
left before
you know,
insertion.
very popular
Ooh, we
nowadays
see,
with that LMG.
Jackal.
Attackers are heading out to
Jackal
Jackal.
defuse the
got
bomb.
banned. That's because of the sledge ban.
Hmm.
Interesting. Now it doesn't appear that they're doing a vertical extension. They are doing a horizontal one. So they, you know, they should be able to clear the
Looks
top
like-
floor pretty quickly.
Yeah. Seems like none of their players are going to be pushing towards Bakery. Looks like it's going to be 5-man push on the top floor. Or at least the vertical side of it.
Oh wait, one looks like pillar.
I don't think the Nomad saw him there. Missing their opportunity as Fuel on the Thunderbird is roaming on the top floor. Some drone work will be coming out, maybe spotting him out. That drone does.
Let's see what hides in the dark.
Anyway, a bandit here.
Gosh, that's production, guys. Am I right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
but you know, I mean, if you can, a minute 30 to get vertical control is not bad for defenders, but not bad for attack either. It's okay for their
You
side,
normally want
you know.
on the attack. Minute 30 is when you want to start opening up the floors. Nomad stopping flanks from coming out by setting up these air jumps on those staircases. Just
Some-
now beginning to open up towards the site. Minute
Something to
15
point
left.
out, they do have 9 drones remaining, so that is a lot of droning power that they do have and a lot of time to use them.
A shot from the Finka on the head of the bandit.
Looks like they're gonna go for a freezer push here.
Do spot out a second player,
Ooh.
but they are able to get the down and the finish on the Finka, but the trade out by
Trade it out.
Tech, evening out the odds back into a 1-man advantage for Calibrate. Calibrate with 50 seconds left. It does seem like the top floor pressure is still coming in.
They will struggle to get the castle barricade because they do not have any destruction except for punching it, but he does get it out.
30 seconds, time getting a little bit dangerously low here for the attack. They're gonna have to push into these angles. The defense
Oh,
hold,
he
but
swings
Shrimp
the vertical
on the
angle.
vert is able to find the castle. Now bringing the odds to a 2-man advantage. Now to a 3 is Thunder. The Thermite is able to find a kill off the Neve. Can go Maya 1v4. Thermite going in for the plant. Omari with Justin pretty fast, but it's not able to let it. Nomad's able to find him and close out round number 1.
Yeah.
Dominating
Surgical
fashion.
precision. Yeah.
Very
we're gonna
tight
see
press
that.
there on the
I
site.
see that a lot from Calibrate. Very surgical. And you're going to see the same thing. If they go back downstairs, you're going to see the exact same push, exact same ops as you're seeing again.
Does seem like they are going to be going top floor this time. So not to return back to that kitchen site. Rook. That is an odd pick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Maybe just
They're
a
keeping the
comfort pick.
castle. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe a spawn peak. I don't know. Shocked that they're bringing this much intel with the bulletproof camera on the castle, the Echo, and the Valk.
Bomb located by attackers.
Seems a little bit overkill, but
Only one
info can
C4
hurt.
too, so not a lot of low capabilities. I mean,
10 seconds to go.
and so I think Triple is going to keep that Flores.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Kepler is a very good site for Flores, because you can just hop the drone down the skyline and get
Attacker's objective is to defuse a
a
bomb.
lot of utility with those drones.
Train to the Iana though to get the extra set of nades makes logical sense there. 2 sets of nades in the Flores drones. I think the Flores drones will either be used. They'll probably be used to either get this deployable shield that you just saw with the Echo, or to get the castle barricades because they have no stop destruction. Like they don't have an ashes though, you know. They don't.
Yeah.
They do have nades, but
Nades and concepts is all their self-destruction. Other than the Flores. They aren't even running breach charges. But these pre-placed drones on the side of Calibrate is giving them a lot of intel about these roaming players of Playmakers. You'll hear on the Rook, he's playing by Cocktail. Just taking his time, knowing that he's just here to await the push as the Ace is starting to open up the wall, the drones coming out as well, giving some pings for the attackers. Nomad trying to get a little bit of a floor bank there through the hatch. As the work does come down to repuzzle, is the Finka getting the opening peck? So now they are just holding the flank, knowing someone's down there. Waiting, it does spawn up. Foot of the Valk is about to run by.
no anti-breach on the side of Playmakers, so if they want to get Freezer, if they want to get whatever they want, they can get it. Ooh.
What a shot from the Valk. I'm ahead of the Iana there, with his tech going down. A minute and 20 left. I'm beginning to press it again for
C4 in the hand of Valkyrie here. She could do some serious damage from below. They have this, if they coordinate the Echo drone and the C4 correctly, they could get. Oh, and they do.
What a nitro. Valk is able to find the Nomad there. Now with a minute left, the players are closing in on site, but the defenders are wrapping back off the roam to return to the site as well. So that Freezer wall does begin to get open. The castle is deciding to reinforce off Freezer. The Echo is holding a long angle here by the shop. Now time maybe getting more low at 35 seconds. Flame was coming out, stop the flank, it's a Nomad, it's dead. Ace, baiting where to go in from.
Attackers active.
Both sides pop into the site. Ace
Getting the
beginning
plant
to get
down.
the plant down.
And nobody knows. 2 seconds remain, and they get it down.
I think able to find one onto the Jaeger there and Freezer. Nice headshot from him. The Valk deciding to flank right, but get caught out by that air jet. Their position now known as the Echo is down as well. It's just a 2-on-3 post plant here for Playmakers. And Nate coming up from the Finka, trying to find the Valk, not able to land. Valk's position known. It will be very hard for her to move out of here. She gets shot down to 1 HP as the castle gets down as well. Now it's the Valk in the 1v3. They're gonna have to find their kills here. So Flores hops out the window. Down players are just calling around on site, trying to give some info for the Valk, but with only 10 seconds left and the bomb already down, it doesn't seem like it's going to work as Valk gets the triple, but it doesn't even matter as the Fink is able to close it out. Round number 2 going the way of Calibrate as well. Very dominant performance from them in these
Brilliant
opening 2
execute
rounds.
there. Brilliant execute.
Yeah.
They had one guy Cigar Lounge, one guy holding Freezer, so they understood they could just hop in. One guy holds the Freezer, one guy holds Cigar Lounge. And nobody could push up, and they could get the plant down under the cover. Very smart. And then the post-plant positioning was even more genius, understanding the Nomad thing on the red stairs, being able to just play off. And then we saw late round, the guy rappel up to the roof, playing that skylight area.
And
Attackers
another
need
thing
to
to note on
locate
that
and defuse
round,
as many bombs
as long
they
as the
can.
first, also with the first round as well, excuse me, time getting low in both rounds, they were able to convert that low time into a very nice push and plant onto the site. So
I would
doesn't seem like
say
time pressure is affecting them too much.
say slow is smooth, smooth is fast on the side of Calibrate. They're just it's smooth and fast, but they're taking their time at the same time. If this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds left before insertion.
We do have the pulse for kitchen, so I guess they're just going to try to use that cardiac scanner.
Attackers have
I would
On the
like
vertical.
more. I would like more
Attackers' objective is to
anti-intel.
defuse a bomb.
I mean, they do have 3 C4s, so that is nice. But if they are gonna do that, like fall off Rome, which they are gonna do again, like a little more anti-intel maybe.
Yeah.
So
As you said on round number 1, it will be the same push coming out from them from the site. It works. No need to fix it. They are going to have their 5 players go up onto these vertical angles, trying to take the map control as quick as possible.
even the drone being set up right next to the doorway, I mean, it's just insane how precise and exact they are as far as.
These pre-round executes are good phase setups with these pre-placed drones, just speeding up the attack even more. You need 3 of the players on their drones right now. The Finka now starts to make their entry. The building tags that will mine down to nearly 1 shot, or nearly 1 HP, excuse me. They are 1 shot. And one is going to make the smart decision to retreat. Impactate those drones, but thinks better of it, as he will be able to return to the site and regain his HP with these Kona stations from the Thunderbird.
The only thing I didn't like
If he
there on
comes
the
back
side
to
of
the site.
Calibrate is not cutting off that rotate. Like someone sitting on white stairs cutting off that rotate. It could have been a free kill, but that's they got control of the map and nobody died. So good round in there. Good round so far.
Yet again, within minute 30, they are starting to open up that floorboards. Now the Finka just getting to turn out the first floor. Getting these pre-placed drones all around to spot out that bandit there inside of Christmas. Beta popping their boost ion and just beginning to drone it out. Now, Pulse of scanners getting some info as the bandit gets taken down by the Finka. Nice shot from her. Pulse holding this vertical angle, just waiting to see if they could find anything. Oh, great, is a man out with 40 seconds left. That nade's just missing that barricade just a bit. Second one missing as well. Gonna need some help opening that, but
Doesn't even matter.
it does seem like the Nomad isn't gonna have a problem opening up this site by finding that kill onto the Pulse. We got a vertical angle now. 25 seconds left. He's gonna have to speed up just a little bit as they have done rounds prior. That nade does find a kill and it does find that castle barricade opened up. 15 seconds. Oh my, he's coming down red. Does find the head of Tech. Nice shot from him. On this 2v4 retake, the Womai is getting taken down by that Finka, and another kill for the Finka through the smoke. Nice round from Puzzle as he is able to find 4 kills right there. Very good round from him. Just confirming that round. Wow. This is round number 3 going the way of Calibrate as well.
Sheesh,
So
that was.
far, does seem like a very dominant performance. With no real mistakes coming out on the attack other than letting those roamers leave.
I like this adaptation so far that we're seeing. Just in the operator selection, we got 2 C4s now. We also have anti-intel instead of the Rook.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
Oh, we
as
have
they
3
can.
C4s.
Yep. Possibly.
Pot, yeah, I guess. Oh no, 2 C4s. So I think I like this a little better because you do have the anti-breach on that freezer. You can put the meat jammer down up there if you wanted to. You also have C4 if you want to play play below. You could. There's just more flexibility with this instead of bringing the Rook. So good little adaptation there. Understanding that them being allowed to get freezer open allows them to cut off the rotate, which allows them to get the plant down. So if we stop them from getting freezer, then maybe we can stop them from executing.
Defuse the bomb.
Very, very true. This time they do have a Jaeger, which is something they didn't have the other time they decided to hold the top floor. They do bring the Echo again.
Oh yes, they
It's a
had a
bit
castle.
questionable.
That's right. I didn't even notice
Yeah.
that.
I don't know why they are bringing this Echo. It didn't work the first time. The Echo drones got shot out relatively early on before the execute did begin, but
Oh, and I guess an adaptation by
Yeah.
Calibrate. They bring IQ for the belt and the Echo. So
very smart pick. The IQ can now, with the new rework, well, I guess it's not so new anymore, but the last rework to IQ, she can ping the gadgets through the floor, as long as she is using her scanner,
A bomb.
which she will be doing, just finding these gizmos and
we're seeing
gadgets.
that right now. Actually,
from the
if you look to left of
defense.
the screen,
Hmm.
white. So meaning it's being used.
Wall is muted here. Could get a guy on the window repel to get rid of that. He does spot out a
See it run out
drone,
by mute.
but
Will we see it run out?
I don't think so. I think he's just gonna play it smart, play passive. Just wait. Attack takes their time, so he knows if he just waits, they will eventually push into him. The clock is working in his favor.
Valkyrie's
Do you see the
looking at
Valk here?
potential.
Yeah. Attack gets taken down by Fuel. Very nice shot from the meat here inside of Cocktail.
My memory's not mistaken, that could be the first entry frag. That is definitely
Oh,
the first. This is
double
definitely
for
the
the
first round
meat.
in which they get two.
Can go for a third as Rapaldo's taken down. He's 9-1 on the finger. Very great game from him so far. As the Jaeger's
This
on
is not
top
the
one.
first time we've seen a
Does seem like
4v3.
he will take the next gunfight against the Finka, but shots don't land. Echo is deploying the second drone here. He will be moving it. Rapunzel gets downed, but not finished yet. Now he is by Sin.
Diffuser.
Sin is able to get that kill onto the flank of the Jaeger. Going for a flank here on that ace. The pre-fire is coming out. None of the shots landing, but the ace takes a little bit of damage from Sin, and Sin's able to find the head. Nice shot from Sin. Now it's just IQ left alone in the 1v4. 35 seconds left. Is Shrimp on the IQ. The air jab from behind does spot out the Valk. Now the IQ is able to find that kill, even though they are Echo stunned.
Ooh, don't get aggressive. Don't.
25 seconds left. IQ is gonna have to go for kills here and begin to push up. Gonna have to walk into the angles of the defense. The free fire is coming out to try and give him a little bit of advantage, but it's not enough as the Jaeger is able to close out that round with a nice headshot onto Shrimp, giving them the
There was
first round.
control
far.
in that round on the side of Playmakers. There was control. It felt Calibrate was a little, actually for the first time, a little almost lackluster there a little bit, but
They got lazy. They could have droned Fuel out in Cocktail a little bit more. Would have been able to see him and not let two of their players die. At most probably one and then get the trade, but they were lazy and they let the mute get two instead.
Attackers need to
That was
locate
really
and
the
defuse as many
beginning of
bombs as they can.
their inevitable loss of that last round. Sin was also able to get a nice double of his own.
Bomb located
good
by
round.
attackers.
We
Good
will
round on
see
Playmakers.
Sin on the Jaeger this time
You-
instead of the Thunderbird.
I like the Vigil pick, actually. I think they'll be able to waste more time on the roam than what they normally were able to with that T-Bird roaming and stuff. The only thing is, if they get tagged up a lot, they won't have any heals, but
Don't think the heals are going to be too crucial, but regardless, heals are
10
heals.
seconds to insertion.
Can't go wrong with that. They do a smoke this time, which is something they haven't brought yet.
that's valid.
Smoke,
I
a
mean, every
very
single
good
round
operator.
so far,
Attackers are
except for the
moving
round that
to
we just
defuse the
saw, came down to the last 30 seconds.
Mm.
So
So Smoke, a very good operator at denying entry for a certain amount of time. Canister does last for around about 10 seconds. If you play it right, you could deny entry for quite a while. And the shotgun also very good at close range, and in these gunfights around site with low time, it does seem most of these gunfights will be close range. Yes, AS
Smoke is
loadout.
saying. Where to
Yes.
put the shield?
We'll see the vigil here. His gadget going on and off, just trying to make sure these drones don't spot him out. He's able to get rid of some of those drones as the Finka drops the red hash. We'll be going for a swing here. Jackal ping does spot him out. The pre-fire from the Finka is able to find the head of fuel. Nomad also able to find the Wamai. Now with only 2 minutes left, Attack having plenty of time in this 5v3-man advantage situation, they should be able to get this vertical control a lot earlier than they normally are. They're just droning, double checking that there is no roamers left on the top floor. Nomad is beginning to set up her air jabs. Smoke just sitting behind the shield waiting for the push. So the rest of the others are doing the same. Think her way down to the first floor. Getting to add a little bit of pressure. Sign. The duck is also beginning to open up that floor as well. So pressure from both sides now. See Tech here, just making his way with the Finka to get this horizontal pressure. He is able to find the kill onto the mute. Nice shot from Tech. Now Shrimp is just holding this long vertical angle. The Nomad is taking a little bit of damage from that smoke canister. It does use the second cannon as well. Now with only one left of 40 seconds. It's going to be very, very important that he uses his smoke cannon right if he wants his team to have a good shot at winning this round. He does use it on that freezer hatch. Now with 30 seconds left, that nade from above.
A lot of
the wall.
pressure.
That's for that shield. The smoke's going to have to play very proactively here with this Jaeger to try and hold off the pressure, but Tech is able to get the swing onto the smoke and find that kill, and that's just Jaeger left on 1v4. Vertical pressure still on as the plant begins to go down. Vertical is there, and so is the horizontal pressure as the Fink is able to find the head of Sins yet again. Rinse and repeat for the kitchen site. The attack wins it yet again. Air job on the
What I
have confirmed the plant as well.
what I would like to see from Playmakers is kind of, I'd say, drop the vertical. I do like this actually too, just picking another site and trying it out. But what I would like to have seen there is maybe try to go for a horizontal and play that smoke in VIP, play that bar, because after they get vertical control every single round, they go to they go to white stairs, they drone that out, and then they go to VIP, they get control of that, they all like what they're gonna rinse, wash, repeat. So maybe you should try to stop them there, stop them at VIP, put the shield,
Personally, what I think they should do is they should bring a mute Amazi, set up some mute jammers on the top floor, or at least on the second floor, to stop that intel from finding their marks on the players. I know they do bring the Jackal, so what you can do is you could just have someone on the top floor as bait for the Jackal to use some of his games as they do drop down that hatch in Cigar. Then after that, you just slowly start retreating, burning time with you. Then once they get to the second floor, the mute jammers will stop them from droning, burn more time off of that, and then eventually return to site, keeping all 5 players alive if everything just go right. And then just winning the round off of time, because you would have a smoke and 5 people alive on site. Even though they would have vertical, they wouldn't have time to utilize it as much as they are now. We will be going kitchen yet again for the 4th time, I believe.
Yes. No. Yeah.
Capcan here on the second floor. Taking some advice from me. He's roaming. Does spot out the drone, but the drone spots him as well. It's vicious. And now His position now known to the attackers. He will be forced to retreat deeper into the building. With a minute down already, the Wamai is roaming on the top floor. He gets pre-fired by the Finka. Nice shot from them. Their 13th kill of this map so far, only on round number 6. Better than a double kill every round. Still a little bit over 2 kills every round. The Jackal finding some footprints here of the Capcan. The ping's coming out. The drone as well. All these drones finding their marks on the players. Is actually able to confirm the kill onto that Capcan. The Thunderbird here.
I was like
taking
shooting
their
fish
time,
in a
holding
barrel
the
for
angle.
Calibrate.
Yeah. Yellow ping on Thunderbird at the Jackal. Will be going for a bit of a wall bang. As the Thunderbird making the smart move to retreat back down the stairs. Minute and 30. 2-man advantage for Calibrate. Should be able to win this round relatively easily, as they have done with every other kitchen defense. As the Jackal's pings are still coming out. The pulse on their scanner. Just trying to locate these players. Nitro comes out and it is able to find
Good
Shrimp. That is the
C4.
buck down. Pulse going right back on the scanner.
That's a big
looking
pick
for anyone on
because
the
a lot
top.
of the floor was not destroyed. A lot of the important parts as well, so they will have less pressure there to worry about.
Yeah. Oh, the Pulse just missing their shots through that vertical angle here.
Attackers have located a bomb.
He will be deciding to retreat back and hold a different angle on the vertical hole. Fortunately, they don't have a smoke. If they did, it would look like a very easy round win, as they will be able to smoke on Freezer, but not quite. As Thermite is
Oh, they have
opening
to
up that
funnel
Freezer
themselves
wall.
through Freezer, but they just win the gunfights here. 4v1, they had... Oh. Wow. Yeah, that would have been perfect. If they had smoke there, because they had to funnel through Freezer because they didn't get rid of the castle barricade and bar, so they had to funnel through Freezer. Wow, that's...
Very unfortunate for Playmakers, as on the favorable side, you are expected to win at least get a tied half, maybe win 4
You'd
rounds.
want to get a... Yeah, I mean...
But instead, they only won 1. Now they are on the
You
attack.
were afforded 1 mistake on the attack. Yeah, 14-2. It's I wish I can do that.
Defenders, protect your bomb by attackers.
Well, maybe if you're just, you know, good like him. Anyway,
Yeah, I guess so.
the Mozzie, well, the Finka on the 6 rounds, able to collect 14 kills for their team. Average 2 and a 4? No.
Ooh,
2
how are we
and a
doing math
third.
here?
2 and 1/3 kills per round. 2.33. I know numbers sometimes. But
Because a 2.3 repeat.
shut up.
10 seconds.
Respectfully.
Or you could,
Anyway.
or you could say 2.3 4, because, you know,
You
round up.
never talked
Attackers
to
are
me
moving
again.
out to locate a bomb and
Anyways, side switch. Now you have Calibrate on the defense. They have an Assam and Naruni, 2 ops we haven't seen, and they have a Mozzie. 3 ops
And
we
Mute.
haven't seen Makers run.
Castle, look at that.
Yeah,
We're smart.
Mute and Castle have been brought by Playmakers plenty of times. Castle being a favorite operator of the defense. He was brought on most of the rounds, I think 5. He wasn't brought on 1 round for the kitchens because they wanted to run a smoke. Does seem like they're just pinging out that drone for the Mozzie to come and hack, but since they don't need it, the nade from behind isn't going to be able to find his mark, not just yet.
Oh, they
That
don't
was
get
40
default
seconds.
camera. They don't shoot default camera in Christmas, so
Oof,
that's
that's tough. Adaptation here, so
brutal.
the bottom part of the softball is broken, giving the angles to the defense, giving them the aggressive edge. Here
yeah,
as
aggressively entering, mining here.
Yeah.
They see the ping from a guy downstairs. We have a roam hunt. Trying to get an entry pick.
They're all dropping down the hatch now. Time leading the charge, rotating towards that second
Finka
floor.
seems like he is apt to help him on Zophia's mission.
A nice shot from Reaper also. He is able to find fuel there.
20 bomb
Does
question
lose
mark.
50% of his HP, possibly. Stefanko loses most of theirs. Nomad taking a tick of theirs as well. But
Nomad get lit up
he's
from
just gonna be
guy playing Cigar Lounge from the hatch, playing that vertical very well. Playing very smart.
Mozzie will be on the roam. He will be able to stop plenty of this pressure from these hatches. He might be able to find one if they do decide to drop down that hatch. But maybe a zombie to find that kill on the Nomad, finishing off the work they have done. Mozzie does spot out the Fink and is
And
able to
another.
get that kill. A nice double from him so far with a minute left.
Going through the map with no drone. Very smart
Yeah.
attacking strat. I do it all the time in ranked.
I wonder what the Jackal's doing right now.
I don't know. He's only used one Jackal ping, and there's only 45 seconds left in the round, so strange.
He's outside. Alright. Wonder what the Ace is doing. Oh, he's going on a repel.
I think he's on
He might be able to
Skylight.
find a kill. No, not quite. He just misses it. No way for him to know that Castle of Shrimp was there. The attack is just
20.
playing for time, I guess. To drop down into that barbed wire. Their position known as the Aruni is able to get that swing with the DMR and is able to find the kill. Jackal now the sole survivor for the attack. 10 seconds left. Shrimp
Swing!
swing, but
Hey,
his head
look at that.
pops out the window and he's able to find the kill. First round of defense for Calibrate, and they are able to get a flawless round on the top floor.
Yeah,
Very
the
nice round
operators
for
that were
them.
going for that roam clear, I get Sophia LMG. I mean, you know, it is a gunner, operator, entry frag. I understand that, but Jackal sitting on the roof, sitting on her, you could put Fink on there. I think she'd just be better at repelling because she has 100 bullets, you know, and she can go pew pew. Jackal can
Yes.
roam clear much better, you know.
Oh, look at this. A tactical
Clash.
timeout being called by the side of Playmakers.
That's it's a valid decision.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they should have done that the third round defense. And they went down 0-3, so that they could maybe recover the half, get at least a 2-4 or 3-3 split. But they decided to do it here, and now they cannot make any mistakes whatsoever. Have to win every round. I think they're gonna do it.
Right?
You think they're gonna do it, Nova? You think they're gonna win every round? Bring it back to OT?
I don't have faith like that. I don't
Wow,
think so.
bias caster. Bias caster.
Yeah, well, the way they've been playing on the defense, it wouldn't make me too happy if I bet money on this game and I said Playmakers were gonna win. I wouldn't be too happy with their performance at all on the defensive half of Cafe. Maybe they can turn it around on the attack, but as round one did go flawless for Calibrate, I don't think it would happen. Maybe they can prolong the game, winning this reading room site, but I do think Calibrate
Defenders,
does
protect
have
your
a
bombs from being
very
confused
strong
by
advantage
attackers.
here as they are bringing that Valk and the Izami, two very, very powerful operators for the defense that have been unbanned, that Playmakers haven't utilized on their half, and Calibrate is punishing them for it. Also,
what I'm really
Clash.
curious is Clash. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see how is middle floor.
I think they're going to do an extension for the top floor, to be completely honest,
Clash.
even though they don't have
Huh.
a castle.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say maybe she's gonna play like top red and like hold that, but they don't have a castle to hold the repel.
5 seconds
So
left.
maybe bathroom side. I don't know.
Attackers are moving
They're
out
doing
to
the
locate a
default
bomb
top
and
floor
defuse
hold,
it.
where they send upstairs, just delay the inevitable push.
Probably just a misclick on the side of. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know what the plan is with that.
I don't know.
No, I guess it just cuts off the angle from the door, but you could still see your feet. Dang. Some
Oh,
bug
he's Pixel. That makes sense. I can't believe you didn't think of that.
You can play Shaco, I guess.
Oh yeah, and then with these zombies, you can cut off that white stairs. As you're seeing the Clash ping out to the zombie. Not get wall banged.
Very interesting decision with these zombie barriers for the Clash to play around. The fact that Clash does have this shield, I'm assuming they're gonna have a player behind the Clash too.
If you're Playmakers and you see you gotta go against Clash and fix, like what's your adaptation? You know you only have 2 nades, so you gotta.
Oh, they're all dropping half. They're all trying to take the fight against attack here. Here, Mute is going for a swing, taking a little bit of damage there. Clash deciding to push up. And Playmakers are pushing right into it. Right into the push. The Nitro coming up from mining. It's not able to land on anyone. As Pine takes even a little bit more damage on them. Finka, and they get taken down by Tack, taking a side shot there. Going a man up, as Sin gets down as well. They get it 2-man, 3-man as Tack's able to get his double.
Wow.
They're all pinstering out this attack as the Ace is just stuck here on the top floor. The Clash is pressuring, the wallbang's coming out. The Pauses on his 18th kill. Could he go for number 19 on the fuel? It will be the Fuse left alone in the 1v5.
No,
He is on the
TKs.
hatch,
He
his
could
zombie
still drop
barrier
the 20
comes
bomb.
out, and he is finding the head of the Fuse. The second flawless round.
7-1.
Even after that tactical timeout. Doesn't even matter. It's a very dominant game from
Yeah,
Calibrate.
the Clash was really well played there because because the guy turned to look towards the Clash, Jaeger was able to swing. And so yeah, Clash just really was a big distraction more than anything, making the people look in the wrong direction and then get shot in the head and die, and that's the end of the round.
Very good.
Game. Well,
Very
map.
good team play.
game.
We're gonna have a little bit of a break in between
Anyways,
our maps.
Breakdown.
See you in a bit. Bye bye.
Trapped behind bars, it's like I'm on Mars, scorching hot. Life can be hard, but it's what we do to get to the top. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
This blows.
Okay, we're in. Alright, we are back. So, that was our first map. It was a very interesting map. 7-1. Kinda sucks. How many plants did we get in there? Was it just the one? A lot of attempted plants for Calibrate, though. They attempted plant like 5 times, but I don't think they only completed it once. Repulsal, though, having a 19-2 game. Very, very good in the stat department. 7-1. Not a great attack or defense by Playmakers. Anything else? Anyone got any info, any input before we quickly move on to the next map? We good?
Nah, I mean,
All right.
we were kind of straightforward. Most of us thought Calibrate was gonna win. I didn't think it was gonna be that clean of a sweep, but I did think they were gonna win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we go on to map 2. which if I'm not mistaken, it is, yep, Bank. So, Bank, second map. Playmakers get defense first again. I mean, you know. Maybe. Alright. Well, we will be right back. We'll go to a quick break. And then we'll be right back. Alright.
Alright, buddy. Everybody enjoy the copyright compliant music.
Taking this prison like a game. So many people out there to blame, and I've been feeling pain, so I will break away. Telling us how to live their way, but some of us know that it's a play with all the lies around us, keeping us constrained. Foes must just friends, increasing my strength. When I remember myself, life can be hard, but it's what we do to get to the top. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking this prison like a game. Too many people out there to blame, and I've been feeling pain, so I will break away. Telling us how to live their way, but some of us know that it's a play with all the lies around us, keeping us constrained.
I'm confused. Internet's gone loose, so time is through. Making of it yours, so I'ma sit and just lay in my bed with the thoughts in my head, getting stuck to the race with you. For a sleeping cruise, no. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mind's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I've been lost, I'll be found in the broken. A way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two. That one's just me times two.
Hello. Wonderful. He'll
Unfortunate.
be able to reconnect. It's all right. Not a big deal.
Nope, no, he will not. Obviously, we don't allow that.
We don't allow people reconnecting here. You leave, you're done. No coming back. Anyway, we will be going into map number 2. Will be Bank. Calibrate
Yeah, I've
will be
never
starting
played this
on the
map. I
attack.
always
You
banned it.
never
in
played
ranked,
Bank?
so-
Not once your whole life?
Not once. Nope.
Never?
No.
Well,
No
yeah.
experience. Never seen it. No, I'm kidding.
Alright. Thatcher, a good ban. He didn't ban
Solid.
Hamada or something. But Thatcher's a good ban everywhere. Well, it does seem like Calibrate will be banning the Habana. Habana, a very good attacking operator on the map. It does seem like Calibrate will not be needing it.
I bet you
They will
it'd be
be the
Cade or
ones
Mira
banning it.
here.
My guess is probably Cade.
I'm gonna say Cade
Valk.
too. I think
Cade
they
or
banned
Valk.
Cade last. I think they banned Cade last map, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
did. And they will
So,
be
I
banning
think
it again.
We are so
Cade
good.
is out.
Ooh,
Probably
we
a
need it.
Mira.
That's why they pay us the big bucks.
Mira, maybe Valk. Yeah, we get paid.
Honestly, if I'm, I think
Anyway.
they might need a little bit of help on their defenses. I'd keep the Mira, be trying to help.
They
you
should
out
ban the
holding that
Valk. They
basement.
didn't play the Valk at all.
It's true.
Yeah, there we go. Valk
Playmkerz
ban.
did, I think. I think
No,
they did. They
not
played
once.
it.
Calibrate
Sure.
played it. Yep. Playmakers played
Yeah, your
Echo.
team's.
Oh wait, no, they did play Valk.
They did
once.
play it. Yeah,
But,
because they got the C4 kill below. Yeah.
yeah, it didn't work.
They did. Well, they did
For
ban
them.
Valk.
They
You
played
get-
it-
That's
they
why you get
played
paid
it
the good
once.
bucks, man.
Yeah, I wish. Anyway, basement, great site to begin with. Thorn, not really seen too much, but
Get the
the
deployable.
viable pick.
Yeah.
Omai brought quite often. I'd like to see a Mira Smoke.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
Mira
look
Smoke
at-
Jaeger
okay.
last 3. Maybe Echo. We're a fan of Echo.
I think we'll probably see an Echo, Mira,
they are
maybe
slow
Pulse.
picking
They
for
did
dramatic
play-
fact.
obviously. I think they're
Pulse
probably
would be
just
good.
discussing among themselves. Mute. I mean, 2C4s here. 2C4s in the setup.
To be fair, I don't see the reason for a Thorn when you don't have a Smoke or an Echo at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
There's going to be a little bit of
So-
a rehost to get the players back in. But bans will stay the same of Thatcher, Habana, Cade, and Valk. And we're going to go back to the map screen here. And if Playmakers do end up winning this map, we will be going to at least map 4, which will be Clubhouse. Map number 3 will be Theme Park. If this map goes the way of Calibrate, then we'll be on Series Point on Theme Park.
And then they'd have to pull an Penta level
Penta.
comeback
Yeah.
if they would want to win.
Mm-hmm. You want to lose? I don't want to lose. You want to lose? I don't want to lose. Then win. All right. Need some. It was Thatcher, Habana, Cade, Valk. Calibrate band. Calibrate band, Habana, Cade, and Playmakers band, Thatcher, Valk. Something, by the way. In case you forgot. I know you and your memory ain't too good.
Playmakers are going to be on defense, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what we saw early around there, we saw the Mira, so that's good. We saw Thorn. I don't like that.
I mean, those
Get rid of
offs weren't
that,
locked
maybe.
in because the round didn't start, so it is
Yeah,
up
so-
to change.
They could change it, yes.
Yeah, I would love to see them run a Smoke or an Echo. I am a big sucker for a Smoke. I can say that word, right?
No, it's actually inappropriate. No, I'm kidding.
Dang it!
Uh,
Oh, God. No.
Gosh, come on, keep it
No.
PG, man. It's a little
the
PG-13, man.
I'm a big fan of Smoke and Echo.
I'm
Very
a
good
sucker
time
for
wasters.
Tachanka.
Okay. You and your Chonka stuff.
Yeah, you and your smoke stuff, dude.
Smoke. Mm.
I actually think for this site, Tachanka is better, and the reason
No,
why
Chonka's
is that-
definitely better.
Yeah, because if they bait the plant, you only have 3 shots for the smoke, whereas with Tachanka, you can throw one out, and then, they got to run, and then they try to bait the plant again. You just do another one out.
Chonka just takes a lot more
more
focus to
Yeah.
set up properly. You got to set up the lines of sight with the LMG, the angles behind the shield. You got to be prone far back. Just very
Yeah,
disabled from that position, other than sorry. Right?
Yeah.
So we are in the process of getting the players back into the lobby to set up map number 2 of this grand finals. Got
I'm wondering who Nova is talking to. He's obviously talking to his favorite cat.
yes, my 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 kitty cat, kitty cat. You know, any of you have a kitty cat in the chat, or a doggo, or a pet goldfish, or something?
I got a
Anyone
goldfish.
has any pets?
His name's Boshem Beckler. He's
Does he carry the boat?
no, he lives on. Well, he does live under the boat. He sleeps under the boat. So yeah.
So
Like
you
the
meant,
decorations,
the
like the fish
toy.
decorations,
Yeah,
like the
I thought you meant he was dead, and I was upset, and I was like, well, that
No, he's
is
alive. He's alive and
unfortunate.
well. Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, he's U of M colors, you know, blue and yellow. So Boshem Beckler
Big
was.
fan, big fan.
Oh, okay.
We will be slowly getting the players back into the lobby because rehost does take some time, unfortunately. It didn't, but you know, custom games have a cooldown, if you didn't know, of 5 minutes. So after you start a custom game, you do have to wait 5 more minutes until you could start a second one. So
Cozy,
my estimate is
being
around
the
2.5
observer,
minutes.
giving him a little bit of
Thank
love.
God for him. Jesus Christ. Wait.
Does a lot of does a lot of work. Great
Yes.
guy, lovely
You
dude.
put in the work and the hours
Yes, sir.
to. He's saying he loves us so much and he appreciates us for being here, and we love him too. Appreciate all the work he put into this stream, because without him, it wouldn't be possible to provide such a stream to all of you. Anyway, Bank. Very defender-sided. Well, not very, but it's lenient towards the defense. It's more like 50-50. 50-50, 55-45 in favor of the defense. Basement site is a very favored site for the defense, especially when Habana and Thatcher is banned and Mirror is on the board. Especially when you have A-Smoke, Chachanga, and Echo all being available.
I predict we will see from Calibrate, we're going to see an OSA a lot.
Yeah.
My memory serves correctly. We saw
very,
OSA,
very
we
powerful.
saw Glaz.
Glaz,
Well, so
yes,
we will
Glaz.
see that.
You know, how about we predict a score for this map?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, yes. Cade, Alec Thatcher, and Habana were the bands.
I think Playmkerz will
In
improve.
case you didn't remember, you
on
chat members.
I think they'll do a little better. I think they'll do maybe 7-4 Calibrate, maybe 7-5. They might even push it to OT, maybe.
See,
starting off of
me
it.
personally, I don't agree. I think Calibrate is going to take it 7-2 at worst. So 7 or
right too.
or better. But for the sake of my mind, I'm gonna say Playmakers take it in regulation 7-0 because, you know, they're gunners. And I want it to happen. Therefore, I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. Then when it happens, I'm gonna look like
And look smart.
Yeah. I'm gonna be so smart, so wise. Kidding. Anyway, I want Playmakers to at least win a map here. That's my goal. I want to go to a map 4 in a grand finals. Because Calibrate has been very dominant. If you were here for our last stream, was in Seoul League about, I think it was a little bit ago? No, less,
weeks.
like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yep.
But
Calibrate did it 3-0 NSR6. They won by only losing 5 rounds in 3 maps, and very dominant performance from them in that series. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of a closer series on these next couple of maps from Playmakers.
Caster bias. No, I'm kidding.
I'm very biased. I want 4 maps at least.
Valid.
Anyways, we're just reconnecting the players to the lobby to start up the second map as we speak. Just need a few more players to connect, and then we will be able to return to Bank for the second map of the series. Till then, you're stuck here with us, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, how's everyone's day going? We got some time to burn. Let's at least have some fun. Members of the chat, who do you think's gonna win this map, and what do you think the score is gonna be? While they respond, if they do, I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you think these bans favor the attack or the defense with that Thatcher, Habana, Cade, and Valk bans?
Definitely defense all the way. You left Mira on the board. Valkyrie's, useful, but we saw things like Echo, we saw things like Bulletproofs coming out. They saw Mozzie coming out with, being able to capture some drones. Sometimes, they have a lot of ways to, get information.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think, Valkyrie is definitely the best out of all the options I just listed for information, but I think they could do without. And also with Calibrate, they're very predictable. The same thing over and over and over and over and over again, right? Like watch this. I'm gonna predict the first. If they go basement, we're gonna see Osa. We're gonna see Glaz. We're gonna see Thermite. We're gonna see Ion and Finka, right? Boom. I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. Not even loaded into the game.
Despite the fact that Calibrate does normally repeat the same strats over and over again, it doesn't work most of the time because they just have
it is very surgical.
Such a high level of gun skill over these other teams that they are playing in these leagues. Even though it is a grand finals, they're just a little more skilled in their gun skill. And just got word that we are about to get back into our second map of Bank. So that will be happening very shortly. Thank you for waiting with us for that. Appreciate it a lot. Here we are. Just reconnecting in right now. Calibrate is starting on the attack. Playmkerz on the defense. A big fan of Bank. This is one of my favorite maps. So, we have a lot of fun with this one. We'll be basement hold for Playmkerz. Oh, look, Finka. Wonder how he knew that. Oh, they're gonna bring him. Oh, no. They switched off the Finka for a Nook. Oh my god. They might be doing a little bit of a garage. Maybe a server rush.
Maybe I can't believe it.
They have a
wrong.
smoke. Perfect. This attacking lineup looks solid.
Oh yes, smoke. Okay.
The only thing I could really ask for on the attack is if they wanted to possibly bring a Montang. Maybe a Montang instead of a.
In my opinion,
Jackal.
the operator selection kind of looks like they're preparing for a upstairs attack.
Sledge. I don't know why we bring a sledge for top floor.
I don't know why they bring it for bottom floor either.
Yeah. Sledge just doesn't really. Maybe they're gonna roam clear first floor from above, and maybe that's their play. But Sledge, not a very common pick on the basement site or the top floor site. I know he does bring nades, but his hammer isn't very useful on the top floor or the basement site at all. So I wouldn't be too shocked if he does switch off of the sledge.
I like watching it smash things.
Yeah. Ying does have hard breach charges, so Ying will be able to open up these hatches. Smoke, seeing a server.
We are seeing the Ying. We are seeing a Ying instead of a sledge. That makes more sense. Wow, a little bit of difference here from what I remember, so that's cool. Oh,
adapted. Oh, that drone is. Oh, drone does get taken out finally by fuel on that Thorn. He's able to take out that singular drone, and it will be the only drone taken out by the defense during that preparation phase.
Even without the Habana, they still have 4 hard breaches and all the utility they could possibly want. having essentially
This-
6 smokes.
Yep. Capiteo bringing 2 with his crossbow. That on Jackal will be able to find out where all of these rumors are relatively quickly. That drone from the thermite does spot out that Wamai. Wallbangs coming out by the Capiteo to cut off these angles of rotation. Wamai is roaming on the hatch.
Never trust the naked eye.
He's by
He does
himself.
have
No one there to
impacts.
help him. He does have
Does have
impacts, that's
impacts,
true.
so he could rotate towards Teller if he feels there's a lot of pressure. And he could
Drone does
Definitely
spot
waste a
him
lot of
now. He
time.
is going to be forced to retreat back. He is going to hit that wall to rotate all the way over towards main lobby. It seems like the attack is aware. Is
The
able
yellow
to
ping did
dispatch
come
up the
out.
drone. Red pings from the defense. Its decom's not being taken care of. Might come back to bite them as text. Well, the guy pushing up, he is able to find a kill on time. It goes the way of Calibrate. Oh, yet again. Something that happens quite often. 1:30 down just for one player. I don't know why the Wamai was roaming so aggressively. He should have went Jaeger if he was going to do that. Be much more
Attackers recovered the bomb.
full operator after they die, but Thorin of Fuel is able to get rid of that thermite
Oh!
on that hatch. Straight up from tech though.
Good to crush
He's
the
able to
play
get-
though. They get rid of the hard
Bomb
breach.
located
That
by
is very good. Hard
Now
breach
they're just
down.
going to be forced to. Oh wow, that's not pretty. Not a pretty sight for this as they do punch out their own a window.
Oh boy.
That mirror doing some stuff I would do in ranked to my randoms. Knife at them to tell them to get off the mirror window. Unfortunately, it does go the wrong way and it gets shattered across that mirror window. The Nook pushing up inside of the
I don't
rock.
think, is there a barricade that's
There
even...
is. There's also a mirror window. This Nook is taking a lot of pride in the fact that no one is on that mirror window. It does work out for them as they're able to run in, going deep inside halls. Capiteo does get down the Nook, making deep work onto the site as they are able to get rid of the mirror. The Ying Bella does stun this Nook as the plant is going down. Mute with his shotgun isn't able to find a shot in the smokes with his gas can attack, taking a little bit of damage there from that. Now the bomb is down. Smoke is an impossible clutch against the Nook, Ying, and Jackal of Calibrate. They're all holding in just emphasis. The SMG-11's recoil just being a little bit too much for the smoke, as he is unable to land those shots on the Ying, and the Nook from behind is able to get him. The well-placed nades corner him out, and then a nice shot to finish
A lot
the
of that
job.
round was just Calibrate won their gunfights. Now, I will say the play with the knock, that was good information. They knew that no one was on that mirror window because they droned it. And they had that hatch open, so Knock knew she could play aggressive on that door and push in. And so, good play out with the knock.
Oh, sorry. I'm just a little bit surprised that they are deciding to run a Caviera against Calibrate. Tactical timeout? Maybe not. Maybe technical pause. Hand cam issue. Technical timeout right here to return the players to the hand cam. Seen as hand cam. It is Xbox final, so no third-party devices are allowed. No Zims or Chronuses or anything of the sort. So, just trying to enforce the rules here. We'll have to have a little bit of a pause, but pause is short-lived as that will subside. Basement yet again for Playmkerz. They are going to try and get a better result. That's what they did last time. This time, we'll have Google being the world instead of the mine. Will be kind.
Wait,
Instead, he will be going mirror.
You don't think Cavi's going to anchor? I think Cavi's
No.
going to anchor up. No.
Maybe,
what?
maybe.
Obviously.
No.
Of course.
10 seconds to go.
Finals,
I think
whipping out
Cavi's
pad. No shot, you don't
5
see.
seconds left.
Sorry. Drone. We are able to get rid of that. Thank God.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
There you go. Okay, got the cam.
Wow. You're a little bit behind. You might want to restart your stream just to.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Right. I was wondering why. Mostly.
I'll do it right now.
Right, you do that. So anyway, Cav on the roam. Attackers who spawn in. Cav just making quick work around this hatch. Possibly scaring Calibrate into thinking that the Cav will be roaming on the top floor. The Cav pick very uncommon on most maps. Bank being one of the maps you don't... Well, Cav being uncommon on every map, actually. Not seeing a lot of play in competitive. Most being seen in your silver to gold lobbies in ranked. But, you know... Some of us haven't been there for quite some time, so maybe we weren't used to this Cav pick. I, for one, am not. But it does seem like the Cav will be roaming in the same spot the Wamai was the round prior. So, I don't know why they went Cav instead of Vigil. Maybe they thought they could get an interrogation. Calibrate is a very organized team. They probably won't be... They didn't have any interrogations at all, because most of the time they are doubled up with someone, or at least drones
You heard the
following
beepers.
to
You
the
got
entry.
swung there. You heard the beepers go off. That's unfortunate.
Very
Oh, I was
true.
shooting there.
Cav does break the drone. Ooh. I think I'm behind. You gotta do more.
Not a very good trade. I mean, 2 drones for a body is not the exchange rate you were wanting.
Alright, there we go.
C4 out. And damage? No, wow, nothing.
Dang.
Good frag on Alibi. A little bit of aggressive. Like it. Oh, sees the drone. Doesn't push up to shoot the drone. That's a smart play.
Bomb has been located.
He's just playing passive. He's making he isn't giving away anything for free. Alibi here just has the garage. As that barricade is broken, they are able to return back to site with 50 seconds left. Puzzle is down, and off 4. That is their most impactful player, but they do have this Ying on the hatch. They can do a lot of disruption work here, but they are aware that someone is closer. They are going to clear this Jaeger out. Jaeger aware that he is in a power position.
Oh, the timing!
He's hopping over the shield. Tech doesn't know, but he is able to get that little transfer flip over to the Jaeger. There behind this narrow window is going to be very impactful. They don't even have a nitro cell, but it probably wouldn't even matter. Smoke is getting deployed. Thermite going to plant as the Gale drops down the hatch. He is able to find 2. Now it's just all on the 1v4. In a little bit of a they are going to be forced to reload with the limited magazine size of the Roni. Getting pushed up again, but Thermite land that shot. No, we use that word here. Just disappointment on the side of Calibrate. Probably upset that they aren't getting a competitive feel, let me say.
Maybe you're just
Seemingly
upset.
like-
Maybe you're just biased. You ever do that?
I am quite upset. I thought this game was going to be... I wanted this game to be close, but it doesn't seem like it will be from these 2 rounds on Bank and that 7-1 performance on Cafe. But maybe it's a little too early to call just yet. Top floor. They brought an Echo. They have a Warden. Aware of the Ying and Capiteo plays from Calibrate. Maybe this
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
switch up and operate the attacks switch their lineup as well to maybe something a little bit more less rambunctious, less out of the ordinary. Maybe a little more focused on opening up the site walls and fragging instead of the plant down, as they have gotten the plant down both rounds due to the Ying and... Oh, they have a glass now.
Oh, they do bring the glass. They finally...
They also have an Elsa. Maybe they think it's basement again?
Oh,
10
maybe.
seconds left.
All 5 of their players have
5 seconds remaining.
switched across, realizing that it isn't basement anymore.
Attackers' objective
Will
is
be
to
a top
locate a
floor
bomb
site.
and defuse it.
Interesting.
To it.
Huh.
Normally you do see the Osan glass on the basement site. Shocked to see it on the top floor. Maybe the glass is going to be playing on the window repels, or maybe even the main lobby repel. can find some long shots through the elevator wall, possibly even some kills. But it seems like is a roam clear attack. The first floor, the warden is downstairs over there. I think he will be getting pushed. Yes, he is.
A lot of damage.
Takes some heavy damage.
And dead.
And he's out. Took a nice shot, finding the kill. So,
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
The whole attacking roster of Calibrate is able to make entry
Bomb
into the
located
building
by
on
attackers.
the lobby.
They're coming from a banana. That's interesting. They had diffuser in banana as well in the OSA.
Like the minions
Laz might
from
be
Despicable
covering on the
Me.
skylight. Oh no, that's Ace covering on the skylight.
Banana.
So looks like they are dedicated to making this push work. Covering that hall is going to be Ace.
That goes
Ace is
in.
going to push the other side. Laz coming in. They're probably going to start throwing smokes out pretty soon. They're going to start looking to execute pretty soon.
They also just pinging out that beat jammer, so they do have that open front, avoiding all that damage
Smoke
that could
gate goes
possibly
out.
go their way. Glance does have their thermal script, so we will be able to see through this smoke.
Bandit with a run out.
As-
Now they know it's a 3v4 on that site, so they can play a little more aggressively for right now, knowing that they have the advantage on that actual site.
Echo is getting to make his way upstairs now as the Lamai is landing some heavy damage on his attack, but not enough to get him down. Aeon is able to get 2 kills here. They are able to down that Lamai. Kill not confirmed
plant
just
behind.
yet.
Attackers are activating the bomb
It'll be a triple kill. A disconnect from the Echo. Very unfortunate there. As the bomb will be going down. Now,
That will not land.
Kong left alone in the 1v4. Being forced to retake site as that Nitro
Probably
goes
hear him
off.
go through the beepers.
His position now known.
Oh, on the
Pincing
drone.
him out. Drone spots him. He's going to be forced to rotate. Pack knows he's going off. Down in these rooms on the first floor. Stuff.
And there's not enough time to win the round here. This will just be for kills and dead.
Yep.
Good round by
Bana was able to close that out. Nice shot from them with that bearing 9. That is all 3 attacking rounds so far going the way of Calibrate.
We saw this
Now-
on Cafe, and in my opinion, right now is where I would
Where you
consider
would
a
call it
tactical
tactic.
timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not when you're down 1 and just beginning a new half. But, you know, all 3 rounds were a plant. The site-heavy push on bank. Same thing on cafe. We're going for plants almost every round. 5 out of the 6 rounds were trying to go for a plant. Only 1 round had a successful plant, meaning on those 4 other rounds, they didn't even need a plant to win. And
Yeah.
here on bank,
Attackers need to
does
locate
seem
and
like those
defuse
plants
as many
are
bombs
needed,
as they
as
can.
these last players are just left far back, far away from the site, or at least far away from any attacking player to get the kill before the bomb does go down. And keep in mind that Habana and Thatcher are banned for the attack, making defending very easy, especially on the basement. You do have the Mira. The only thing you don't have is the Cade and the Valk, but Playmkerz don't really even run the Valk too much, to an extent. You only run it
Wait,
once on
is
cafe.
this downstairs? Is this
I would assume so. 'cause they
no
do have the
anti-breach, no Mira, no... What are they doing?
I don't know. It is. I think it's basement. I don't
I mean,
know.
even if it's top floor, I mean, they don't have anti-breach. This is... Or lineup. Either way. Interesting. I
It is
mean...
basement.
Okay, they're trying to hold server, it seems.
Alright. Nook is in play. Puzzle not having the
That's
same
his-
dominant performance that he did have on map number 1. Not just yet, at least.
Look, he hasn't really had to. I mean, you know, it's
Tech,
hard to
for
get
one, has been
kills
stepping
when
up.
everyone's getting kills.
Everyone's playing too. We got Repuzzle, one playing Tech, one playing, and the hard support player on the Thermite getting one playing as well. Sharing a love with that case as Tech is able to drop down that hatch, get a little bit more control and a little bit more of a grasp on the first floor.
Tech
Now,
being thrown
1
out by
minute.
2 drones
Yep.
because he is just the Shaiko, obviously, of the team. It's a joke.
No
It's
way
not.
you just said that. Call him the entry player, jeez. Anyway, what's the Nook doing right now? Because Nook's just holding white. That's a nice pillow. So that one TSM game before Polo. Anyway, Nook just running out. It's a little bit more. Alright, is using their hard breach judges. So is the Cateo. All the hard breach is going down. I think there might be a little bit more of a safe execute here. These drones are coming out.
This is the best round we've seen so far of for Playmakers.
So 5 people
as far
alive,
as
but
possibly winning. They have
Yeah.
5 people alive with a lot of time left. He can't hit the drone.
Legion still has his bulletproof
This
camera
is
in
where
his
you
pocket.
did.
Legion and
Son of
Jaeger
a hatch
both
is open.
being taken back is very, very low. Jaeger is
Oh,
able to
gets
find
it!
one, possibly able to find the second goal, but the Legion top of that one, he gets taken down. But not out just yet. Now he is. His repository able to find the head. Oh. Waiting. Wait, no, they don't have a smoke. The Warden just waiting, actually. Zien can tell as you come out, this is Warden's time to shine. Those are on. No, you cut them off. Didn't flip that time. Zombie barrier will come over just a bit. War gets taken in. Now, Shrimp's able to find fuel. Let's just get left alone the 1v3. Bone Trap gets made, but doesn't matter. Tail with that LMG is able to find the kill.
Yeah, I mean,
Shot
I don't
there.
think he can go. I guess the Warden
Around.
couldn't wrap around the bomb chassis. Is that what happened there, or?
I mean, he could have. He just decided to vault on top of the desk to get there
Oh, okay.
quicker.
I didn't. Okay,
But-
that was a strange decision. He should have stayed
Yeah.
in the smoke, knowing that. Yeah, that's tough. That's brutal.
If he stayed in the smoke, he couldn't get an angle on the
Yeah.
case. But the player got off the case once they heard the Warden push up. Is a smart play by the Thermite to get off of that original plan. But Calibrate does end up taking the round regardless. It will be the 4th round in a row for them on this map. But now Playmakers are going top floor.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Decent people as far as the operator selection here. You got your Angry, you got Jaeger and Womai for the projectiles, which they have only have 2 nades for right now, but we'll see if that changes.
Probably more of that sick pick or after repick action coming out. Last time that they did go top floor after the basement hold, they had all 5 attackers repick their operators. As now the attack does find out that they're top floor, and here comes the repick. The gains an ace, the Thermite into a glass, the Jackal into an Iana, the into a Thinka, and Nook might just be stopped. Possibly.
Attackers objective.
Nook into Osa, all 5 are picking. It's the same operators they had last time.
We are not protected. ADS is ready to go.
Now, will the defensive playmakers be able to withstand this attacking pressure of Calibrate? These drones are getting taken down by Thunderbird fuel.
4 drones
Will not
have
be-
already. Oh! Wow.
Oh, you see him. You see his shoulder. And they take the
Attackers
shot.
recovered the diffuser.
Oh,
Doesn't
gets
really
it.
land. Oh, they find the head. Repuzzle's down. That's the
That
down
might
and
be
out.
the first time they had an entry pick, actually.
It is. That is.
So that's cool.
Womai is roaming again, but this
Aggressive.
time he has support from his teammates on vertical. I hope.
I think one was playing towards elevator. but oh, they didn't drone him. They got lazy with drone work. Oh,
And he just beat the angle. A double from the Lamar, able to find the
double
Osa
though.
and the
Good roam.
Fika.
Yep.
Yeah, very good job from him. Only thing you could have asked from him is to fall back after he got that second kill, or at least just
Bomb located by
The
attackers.
strat will have
Yeah.
to change a little bit here because normally the strat is you plant behind the Osa shields. Well, the Osa shields don't exist anymore because she's dead. So, oh, and wait, did they not get default camera? Is
They
default camera
did
spotting
not.
them? Unfortunate.
That was the camera that was spotting them, yeah. Just the bandit on that camera. So he just gets off of it as I say it. Alright. And the class is able to find the head of that.
That's
shell is on
not
the hard
C4
floor,
full.
and you can't break it. They look up a little surprised that they can't. They are in complete shock as Tech is able to take them out. Tech is on his 9th kill with a minute left. A 5v3 into a 2v3. Calibrate is that man up. On here on the bandit, he's playing towards top white. See,
I don't
Zombie
believe
is
they
able
know
to
where
do-
Bandit is actually.
They-
'Cause she
they
didn't
definitely
Diana
don't.
didn't go all the way through, which is weird to me. But he could be a power play here. He could hit up a really good flank. Ace is watching
Zombie
it
is
for
really
now.
the player to watch here as they are able to take out that class and the whole site is collapsing towards them. As Diana does walk in, is able to get that down. The edit is able to trade out downs. Nitro comes out, not able to confirm that kill because Ani is going to be able to get up to these ones. No, not just quite. Tech is able to get his 3rd kill. Tech with 10 seconds left. He's going to have to go for a plant or go for the push. He is deciding to go for a plant. Here.
Go.
On is taking his sweet time. He goes for the kill. Might be downfall here. Is to get that plant. The reload coming out. He's going for the swing. The wallbang's coming out. Not going his way. His Tech's going for the wide swing. He falls back for the last second. Now in the 1v1, he's able to get the angle and he is able to get the shot. The 5th round in a row goes the way of Calibrate. I
He
know
shouldn't
how
have
to say
took that
words.
extra second to just go for the kill. He should have went for the guy diffusing.
I mean, I don't think it would have mattered too much. I thought he was
don't-
going to. What he should have done is the exact second here that bomb begins to go down, he begins to sprint. Because if they get off of it, you just turn them, you just spin around, walk away. You wouldn't have time. They stick it, you're there in time to kill them. There was only 2 seconds left on the clock once that bomb began to.
And he should have been able to see that the guy was in sight because the T-bird thing went off, so and you could see the little things through the wall.
Exactly.
Comp, so
Defenders, protect your bombs from
A
being
lot of
defused by
things that
attackers.
could be worked on here on the Playmakers defense. Especially their basement rounds with Mira, and none of them have been successful. None of these defensive rounds have been successful, actually.
I dislike the fact they've abandoned them, the Mira here. That's a poor decision. Oh, never mind, they went upstairs.
They're top floor. I mean,
Yeah.
even on top, they're still useful. It's just not as impactful as it is on basement at all. It's much, much more impactful on basement than it is on the top floor. It's a lot harder to make Mira work on the top floor, especially if we're just going to
I
be
thought they were downstairs, but they went
shots.
upstairs.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
3 picks coming
Attackers'
out
bomb
as well
diffuser has been
to
dropped.
keep the same
Attackers
5 off
recovered the
the pace
diffuser.
for the top floor. He deals to the goals and the Finka, along with the Ace and Ayana. He is the star player of this so far, 11-1. Very good game
Shaiko
from him.
the team.
Player. Anyway, so not running the PEW instead.
Again, not getting default cameras.
I don't understand why this Mozzie thinks this spot is going to work again. The only first time is because of the laziness of Calibrate. As they were up 4-0, now they are up 5-0. They're not going to make the same mistake twice about not droning
Almost
the
got
spot.
caught out there. Actually, he almost.
Yeah.
Almost caught
Almost.
someone out again, surprisingly.
Drone behind him is keeping him stuck as the Lamai gets taken out by Rapunzel. Nice shot from him. Will Tack be able to find... Oh, Tack almost able to get that swing, but not quite. He's going to have to be the aggressor as the Mozzie of Fuel. He's on his drone. Fuel's on his drone. Tack can just walk in and get him. No, he's off now. See, he on? Fuel's dead. Slowly but surely, he made his way. Further on Shuffles, though. All bangs from Shrimp. Almost able to find the mark. Oh, no, that was Tack. My bad. Tack almost able to find his mark with some wall bangs. A minute and 15 left. Oh, that is a little bit of fudgy stuff. There we go. He's on.
Trying to get that
He
angle
saw
on
the
the
gun
mute.
barrel just for a second there. He is going for a swing. Let's see if he's got 50% there. He goes. The zombie gets down. Shrimp is able to finish off that kill onto the mute as another player gets down. That is Khan getting down. Now it's just Fuel left alone. The 1v5. The Nitro comes up. Not able to kill. Position known to the attackers as the bomb will slowly begin to be planted. 7-second timer begins, and the bomb goes down, making the time work against the defenders in the last round of the half. Will be a flawless round, or will Fuel be able to retake the site? Keep in mind, it is a 5v1.
This is one of the hardest sites to retake because of those windows.
Back,
And
is able to find that long shot there. Very nice shot from him. Once he opened that wall, he did stay on that rappel the whole round. Worked out for him as he is able to get that kill. And we are going into the very first round of Calibrate's favorite half. In my yard on bank is a defender-sided map. Bomb went down 5 rounds out of those 6. And last map, bomb went down only 1. It was attempted 5 times, and the bomb was attempted to go down on round number 4 as well. So the bomb was attempted to go down 11 out of 12 rounds. 11 out of 12 rounds, Calibrate were able to take the site before Playmkerz were able to
Attackers need to
try
locate and
to,
defuse bombs.
retake. And most of the attacks, 11 out of 12 of the attacks, have gone away from Calibrate.
By attackers.
Mr.
Attacking win rate
Statistics.
is above 90%. Got that stick from
Well, I
my
think the win rate is
good buddy.
well,
Also, the
overall
series
is
win
around
rate
90.
5s, from what we know, are 100%. The win rates are also 100%. Unless they somehow lose this match and the series, then that statistic will be changed. But until then, okay, that Tack is shooting his cannons. He is looking towards the sky, not the hatch. But
That was weird. It was a little glitchy.
it's okay, it's part of the plan. Now,
Interesting
give me
site
one
setup.
more.
They did go They elected to go open, which is a site we have not seen all map.
True,
We
very
saw
true.
the 2 default.
Only saw the top floor and basement.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been
But
dropped.
see, open, very good site, especially with the worst
Ooh,
castle.
one thing.
I don't understand. But Drummer
He's
comes
dead.
out. Somehow Tech gets killed by a very aggressive play from the ace.
Yeah, they played that really smart. They droned him out. They knew where he was, shot him through the wall, and it was done.
And the Vigil trades. And the Vigil gets traded out. Vigil's able to get
Good
Kong, but he
round
does get
coming
traded
out of-
out by Kind. The roam's been shut down very early on, a minute in, and both roamers are already off the board. Shrimp is just left alone by elevator side.
Opening this angle, by the
Oh,
way,
no,
allows
Bandit's
you to
on
see
the
square
elevator.
stairs. If he hops onto this,
alright.
now he can see square. That's a cool little angle from Maestro.
Oh, nice. I don't. Okay. Nade does get used to open up that castle barricade.
Attackers
Oh,
recovered.
they on the
Oh,
bandit out in elevator?
yes. I don't think they did. I don't think they know. Oh, this could be dirty. The bandit. Very powerful spot here. He's just waiting to push as Meister's behind the heavy ace. Taking him.
It's right next to him.
Yeah. Minute 15, this attack is going to have to speed up a little bit. That player is coming at the server stairs, going over by square. That drone doesn't spot out the bandit. The castle of strength. In that angle, he is able to find a kill onto the Jackal. Very nice shot from him. Now the bandit making his move against the Finka. His shot's not limiting until the very end. He is able to find a kill onto Fuel. A 3 versus 1 man advantage for Calibrate on their match point round is all up to the Nomad in the 1v3.
Nomad needs to win this round if he wants to deny the second map.
Plenty of angles to worry about. The
And
Maestro
cannot
taking
do
the
it.
first gunfight, and the Maestro is able to close it out just like that. 7-0 domination match for Calibrate.
Not even a round being allowed there. Just brutal to
All
watch.
7 rounds going their way. None of the rounds even looking close, to be honest. Just straight
Not really.
domination.
That last attacking looked at first kind of good, and then it fell
And it
off
just
the
got
cliff.
flipped on its head. We're going to have a little break before we get to our third map. Possibly our final map of the series. We'll be back in just a little bit. Leave you with some tunes until then. Bye-bye.
Right.
I've been crazy, been thinking for too long now. Let it take on the world with 2 arms now. Got me singing by in the dark. No feelings I couldn't start. Ooh, and I swear I proved all the ways I'm here. Got my drink and trying to get what to do, yeah. I better fake it, yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of patience. My mind's gone out way too far. Yeah, I'm not right, but I'm about to fake it. Yeah, we can work together till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of pages. I know that times have been hard, but that's alright, cause we found out. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mine's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. I've been lost, I'll be found in the broken. Way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times 2.
And then I can
All
start and
right,
stop
we
from
are
there.
back. That was a very rough map for Playmakers. 7-0. 12 kills for for Tech today. 12 kills for that. 12 and 2. Very quick map. No one on the side of Playmakers going positive, so rough map. We are going to Clubhouse next. What's your kind of thought about Clubhouse? What can it be? Calibrate does start on defense, so keep that in mind.
Honestly, with Calibrate being on defense first, I hate to say it, I really do, but I feel like they're just gonna sweep all of their defense. They've already shown it in the past 2 other maps. They can handle themselves extremely well. The only time that they really were at a disadvantage was the very first map, and I feel like that's because they weren't warmed up. Now that they're in that groove, they're consistently planting, holding angles, refragging, getting just a body count advantage just so fast. Like, this is... I was not expecting this, if I'm going to be completely honest. I was expecting Playmakers to win overall, maybe Calibrate taking a map or maybe a map and then giving them a struggle on the last map. This has honestly been very interesting to watch from my point of view.
That is.
I am just so interested in this. Sorry, and with Repast making his first plant that last game, that was honestly surprising. Things that he doesn't seem to be their main planter, diffuser.
Well, we may not even have to go to map 3.
Oh?
Looks like
I think
our Playmakers may have forfeited the 3rd map so they can not deal with the slaughter.
That. Can't blame them. They were probably going to lose. I mean,
that is a fair point. It
has
has been a rough game.
Attacking.
It's Clubhouse. 3rd map.
Oh, is it Clubhouse? Oh,
Clubhouse attacking. Same Clubhouse. Tough map to attack. And
Very
especially
tough.
if you can't win a defense round on Bank, I don't expect you to win an attack round on Clubhouse.
Yeah, even with them going to the
No disrespect to them, but
yeah, this is all said with just like an analytical point of view.
Yeah.
It's no diss
Calibrate
towards the team.
clearly the better team by far.
Yeah,
Different
Playmakers
gaps there.
has, in the very first map, shown that they can handle themselves and that they can play well. It's just this team is out of their league, and I hate saying it like that, but it's just very, very obvious to see from my point of view, and even people in chat are seeing it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I
Clear.
would love to see them try to make another play, but if they forfeit, then I respect that decision, and I hope that does too.
yeah.
Nothing we could really do about it. Unfortunate that they have decided to do that.
Well, there may be a chance we play map 3, but we are going into a long conversation about whether they will or not. We will see.
Was map 1 a 7-2 or 7-1? I don't remember.
Map 1 was a 7-1, map 2 was a 7-0.
So from 2 maps, they lost 1 round.
They've won. Yeah, that's. I mean,
They won
And
11
yeah,
out
if
of
it
12
was not-
attacks.
I mean, they might as well forfeit map 2 if they were going to forfeit map 3 as well. Would have been the same scoreline. 7-0, of course.
Okay, Nova's showing a throwing a little bit of shade. No, I'm kidding.
No shade, no shade.
I think
I mean,
another thing that's majorly hindering Playmakers,
Either
and I'm sorry to
I
interrupt,
guess. No, you're good.
is that every time they've been on defense, and I'm going to be fully honest, I'm checking in on stream here and there because of some other stuff. But every time I see that they're on defense, it's almost like none of them can play Bandit, or they just don't like Bandit for some reason. And it's led to them getting hard breached so easily. The only time that a Thatcher was played was like the very first attack round by Calibrate, expecting a Bandit, and there just wasn't. And I feel like that's leading to them losing a lot more encounters.
Wait,
Also
what map
see-
is Thatcher played?
I'm also seeing a refusal of them using Mira.
Dutch was banned on Bank.
They
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Was-
there
was
is
Dutcher?
banned. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Oh, sorry.
But even still, they
I don't
had
remember
one
if
guy
it was
playing
one on
Bandit, and he didn't seem to be using it. They
He
didn't
was.
seem
I
to
think
be
it was
using it, and the
yeah.
mirror was played a lot on basement,
Yes.
but then they would go upstairs and just spam the same 5 ops over and over again and not play anything different.
Yeah.
I felt like towards the end of that game, like on the defensive half, they started to have like kind of like an effort attitude as far as like we didn't see Amira downstairs. We were starting to see kind of more aggression out of them on the attacking half. We were seeing more, you know what I mean? We were seeing, which actually worked like in the first half, the attacking, right? Because they were able to get 2 free kills. They were able to get, things actually going, right? And then they didn't drone. Then they didn't drone properly, and they didn't execute correctly, and But I think overall, just Calibrate has better gun skill, better droning, better positioning.
There was a very obvious skill gap, at least on my point of view. That,
I mean,
I don't know a skill gap,
it's
but
14-1, 14-1. I don't care, like it's 14-1.
maybe not as much skill gap, more or less cohesion and strat gap. You can tell Calibrate knows exactly what they want to do,
sure.
how they want to play it, where they
That's
want to
for sure.
position people, and there was like one counter strat the whole time, and it worked for 1 kill on Bank. It was the counter strat of the Oso going up the side of the thing, and then the Wamai getting a 1-tap headshot basically on accident.
That wasn't even an angle. The Osa had to peek. The Osa knew that someone was there and decided to peek it regardless. Didn't work out their way. Or at least I think the Osa knew. I don't know. Maybe the Osa would go on that repel if they didn't know. But regardless, 7-0. What can I say? It's a 7-0. It's a stomping.
Yes.
Stomped it, I guess.
It's a very wrong, very long, very tedious mental break. Like, breaking.
Yeah.
When you get 7 out, it's hard to continue.
Very.
Regardless of how well you played or not, but it just seemed like there was something. Like, there's not a lot of prep, or could be anything, but it just seems like nothing's going right for them, and they're just not adapting. They're not stratting very well. They're running very default stuff. Their gunfights aren't going their way, which doesn't help. But even if they do go their way, they're getting pinched off by a good roam, or they're getting a good roam clear. They're getting pinched off at a choke point. They're getting pinched off at basically anything they do. They're getting pinched or outstratted or outcountered, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you
We're
lose,
paused right now from the game because Playmakers is either on break or trying to figure out whether they're going to play the third map. That is why we don't have the game going right now.
Yep, and that's why we
Apologize for
continue.
that, but you'll have to deal with it.
Yes. Well, if they do decide to play the third map, it will be on Clubhouse, and they will be starting on the attack, which is the unfavorable side, but my opinion, I don't think it matters what side they start on. It's clear Calibrate is going to eventually be able to win it out.
Yeah.
Because from 2 maps, when you started on the favorable side on both, Cafe and Bank, they started on, I think they started on defense in Cafe?
I believe map 3 will be played.
Let's go. Let's hope it's not a
From what
7
I am seeing here. Yes, they will be playing. So
Let's go.
Alright. We will go to a quick break, get the people in, and then we will do our
Ready?
start our next map.
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart, so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say no. I am here.
Alright, we are back. A little bit of a sad thing. We thought maybe we could get to a third map. Turns out we won't. Well, so is a forfeit.
Yeah, they have forfeited their third map, giving Calibrate the win. 3-0, they won map 1 on Cafe 7-1, they won Bank 7-0, and
Yep.
forfeit, they won map 3 of
Well, it looks like we
Clubhouse
will get an
7-0
interview coming
as
up in
well.
a second.
Hmm?
So, we are going to get an interview in here in a second.
That's nice. At least we got something good out of that.
One second. You'll be joining us in just a second. I spelled it wrong.
Good job. Anyway, we appreciate your
Patience.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word. Yeah, we appreciate that a lot. Thank you for sticking with us through this whole broadcast. Just going to take up a little bit more of your time with this post-game interview, and then stream will be ending.
All right.
We have Shrimp
Hello.
with us here.
We have
Hello.
Shrimp. So,
How your evening doing?
very good. A little long,
Very nice,
but
very nice.
Doing good.
you get to add to your
How
trophy
about
case.
you?
So, well, it feels pretty good, I would assume. It'll seem to run from the last time we casted you a little bit different strats on the bank, especially.
Yeah, on the downstairs we noticed.
The Nook.
Nook was a very popular pick for you.
Take up there.
So I remember like on the downstairs you guys would run like the Osa, the Glaz, but now you guys run in the Capito and the Ying. Why'd you decide to change that, I guess?
Well, we always had our similar attacks that we've had all along. It's just depending on what type of attack we're doing. So we saw they were roaming, so we just did a full clear of the entire map in its entirety, got the roamers if we could, and went from there.
Makes sense.
How do you guys consistently get plants down so often on the attack? Because on Bank, you got to plant on 5 out of 6 rounds, and on Cafe, you attempt to plant 5 out of 6 rounds, and you're just very consistently getting site control and getting that bomb down. How did you do that so easily, or seemingly easily?
Well, we just make sure we practice every type of attacking and execute where everyone needs to be placed in certain times, whether it be a down a man or up a man, whatever it is. Everyone's on pretty much the same page of what we need to do. You mentioned like on Cafe, like for the bottom floor site, for example, you got to get everyone in position to get the walls open, play vertical, clear out everyone from top third and second floor. And then finally onto that site, and then once everything's set up to get all the information collected, you take your time, get in there, and start to execute the plant while everyone's watching what they need to watch. So, the only real denial is maybe an echo that we may have missed, or just a really good throw from a smoke grenade that somehow, got through all that mess. So we just make sure we take our time and execute properly in order to make it work.
Also on Cafe, most of your attack rounds were going in the last 20 seconds before you guys started to get a plant down. Did that ever add any pressure on you? Were you a little nervous towards the end of some of those rounds?
Well, a map like Cafe, I mean, if you really know how to attack it, you should get more, like, especially like on that downstairs floor when we were trying to execute the plant. We had enough time to really execute and get all the vertical play, which I was playing for quite a bit, get the hatch open, get the freezer wall open. That just happens to be the type of attack we were doing for that map at the time. So we just focused on freezer. We could have went bakery or something else, but we just focused on that. And in doing so, we were just making sure that when we were executing itself, we had all the right lineups. We were, using that attacker repick really well, and what we needed to do, this and this and that. And we were just executing our attacks really well, trying to get those plants down. Like I said before and earlier, we were getting those lines of sights, those cutoffs done pretty well. JR really did really well. Who's Repost, by the way, really did extremely well entry fracking for most of the game, and you could see from the scorecard it really showed.
Yeah, he had a very, very good map 1 and a pretty solid map 2. Not as hidden stat sheet as much, but still a very solid map overall. I noticed, especially on y'all's upstairs attacks on Bank, you repicked every single one, like every single person twice. So I could see y'all really like the attacker repick. It brings a lot of things you can do, a lot of flexing. You can play a lot more unorthodox, quote-unquote, ops, like bringing more Ying, bringing a Glass, bringing an Osa, instead of bringing the typical, 2 sets of nades, 2 hard breach, and a, flank watch or whatever. You can flex around and play a lot more open. Have y'all noticed attacker repick doing that for y'all, helping a lot with that?
I mean, I think attacker repick overall, like everyone kind of had a negative feedback on, but again, most things that are new to the game that are maybe controversial or maybe a little bit outlandish to what the community may think always had that negative impact, and it came in and really didn't really affect how attacking or defending like ratios, because before the game was really defender side with a lot of utility usage and just pure mag dump, not mag dump, but like just utility dump into wherever it is with, like, example, the Goyo shields, they had to get rid of that, and the attacker repick just helps out the meta with in terms of that, and repositions how you're going to attack a certain site, because you're just guessing on what, before you were just guessing on what site they were, and if you didn't have vertical for a vertical link site, then you're kind of screwing yourself. But yeah, we were just making sure that we found the site, understood what type of strat they were doing, and we had the call to rearrange most of our attacking lineup to what we desire.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions for Mr. Shrimp? All right.
Can you carry me in ranks? No,
Yeah.
No way.
I like to say appreciate you guys doing another casting of the event again and seeing us do well.
Of course.
Again, people just really didn't enjoy us seeing us in this position again, and we're just we're here to stay and move forward into other leagues and hopefully compete for more finals wins.
All right.
Alrighty.
Enjoy your victory.
All right, appreciate it.
All
Enjoy your night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
You too.
Thank you.
Well, that
All right.
was nice. It's
Well,
fun.
that was our interview with Mr. Shrimp Lord. He
Love the name.
you can tell you can tell he knows what he's talking about, at least. All right.
Yes,
Well, that'll be all for us. We will see you guys on our next cast. Keep an eye out for
Whatever
us.
that is.
Maybe
Hey,
a
shout out
lot
my
sooner
B
than you
channel. Shout out the
thought.
B channel.
Well, we
Oh.
do have a B channel
Oh.
now for extra casting as well,
Yeah.
so you can go look up
Regular season
GS
stuff. Not as
underscore pro underscore B channel dash Nova, I think, or underscore Nova.
It's
I don't know
underscore.
which. Either way,
No, the spelled N-O.
it's GS underscore pro underscore B channel, basically, and you'll find it. Thank you to Creaky and Nova for casting these games. Thank you to Vermin and Pyro for helping me on the desk today. That will be all for us. Have a good night, everyone.